Most seniors are leaving tens of thousands of dollars of benefits on the table without even realizing it. When and how you claim your Social Security benefit can directly affect your income. If you claim the wrong amount, you may be getting a lower check for the rest of your life, which could leave tens of thousands of dollars in unclaimed benefits on the table. Let's get into ways and some strategies of how to maximize your Social Security benefit. So the first thing is we need to understand full retirement age. Okay, so for full retirement age is the age at which you will receive the max benefit as defined by Social Security. Okay, so full retirement age is the age at which you can receive your full benefit as defined by Social Security. Okay, so if you were born between these years of 1943 and 1954, the full retirement age is 66. For every year in which after that you're born, they add basically 2 months to the full retirement age. Getting down here, if you're born after 1960, the full retirement age is age 67. Okay. So let's go through an example of claiming early versus claiming at full retirement age versus claiming at a later age where you can maximize your benefit potentially. Okay. So if we claim early at the age of 62, benefits may be reduced by as much as 30%. So the way this works, if we claim the benefit at age 62 for the first 36 months, those benefits are going to be reduced by 6.7% per year. And then for the next 24 months, so that would essentially be age 65 to age 67, the benefits are going to be reduced by 5% per year, which gives you the approximate 30%, right? So why would somebody want to do this? Well, if you're, if your health, if you have income needs, but it really comes down to this, your life expectancy, which we can get into in a little bit. But, if you feel like your life expectancy is, 5, 10 years, maybe you're not going to live to age 85, the numbers may work out to claim it early. Okay. Now, if you claim at your full retirement age, so let's say your full retirement age is age 67, you're going to receive 100% of your earned benefit. There's no early filing penalty. Now, there's also no delayed credits if you're taking it at the full retirement age. Okay. Now, what you can also do is you can delay past your full retirement age up to the age of 70. So again, if your full retirement age is age 67, your benefits are going to grow by about 8% a year until you receive a max benefit at the age of 70. Okay, so that's going to be 8% for 36 months. So again, if you feel like you have a longer life expectancy, maybe to the age of 85, that's usually where the math works out, you may choose to delay your benefit past full retirement age. Another situation is if you're going to continue working, okay, which we'll touch on here. So one of the strategies to maximize your Social Security check is to have at least 35 years of employment. Because what they do, Social Security will take the highest years of the 35 to calculate your income. So the income that you get every month from the Social Security benefit. And if you have less than 35 years, some of those years that get averaged in would be zeros, right? So you want to avoid that if you're trying to maximize your Social Security benefit. So how this works, average index monthly earnings. So Social Security uses what's called Ben points. Okay. So the first $1,226, you get 90%, right? Which in this calculation is going to equal 1103.40. The second Ben point is 1226 to 7391. And then the third benefit is over $7,391. So let's use an average index monthly earning of 10,000. Now that might seem a little high, but we're going to use this to kind of illustrate how these Ben points work. Okay, so for the first $1,226, I'm going to get 1103, right? And then you can see the calculations here, 1,226 to 7,391. I'm going to get 32% of my average index monthly earnings to calculate my Social Security check. And then the third best point. So if I'm over 7,391, so 10,000 minus 7,391 equals $2,609. They're going to calculate this third bend point by 15%, and that's going to give me $391.35. So how you calculate what your Social Security benefit is going to be, you're going to add these three together. So I'm going to add 1103.40, 1,972.80, and 391.35. And that would give me a net monthly Social Security check of $3,467.55. Okay. So that's kind of how they calculate this average index monthly earning based off this 35 years of employment. So again, one way to maximize the check is to have 35 years of employment. Okay. Obviously, number two, we're going to replace lower years with higher income. So that might mean when you're getting ready to retire, let's say you have 33 years of working history, you don't want zeros averaged in, so you may choose to work 2 years longer to maximize your Social Security benefit. Another one is potentially delaying your benefit, right? So that's one of the things we spoke of earlier is these credits. You delay your benefit can grow by 8% annually up to the age of 70. So let's assume full retirement age at 67. When does this make sense? Let's say my monthly benefit is $2,000 based on my average monthly indexed earnings. So I have three options. Obviously, I can claim it early. I can wait to full retirement age, or I can delay benefits by not taking them to age 70, which again, they're going to grow by about 8% a year. So let's say somebody's life expectancy is 85, and we're going to ignore cost of living adjustment and taxes just for simplicity, okay, for this illustration. All right, so my monthly benefit by age. So if I'm using 2,000 as my average monthly index earnings amount, if I take it at 62, I'm going to get about 1,400, right? And we said 67 is 2,000. If I wait to age 70, that'll increase my benefit to $2,480. Now, let's say this person lives to the age of 85. How does this work? So, over 23 years, I would receive a benefit because I'm taking them early at the age of 62. At full retirement age, I'm going to have the benefit for 18 years. And waiting to the age 70, I'm going to have the benefit for 15 years. Okay, so let's annualize those amounts. 16,800 a year, 24,000, 29,760 per year. My lifetime earnings, and it comes out to waiting to the age of 70 is going to give me the highest total based on this life expectancy. Okay, so you can kind of see where those break points are. Now, it also is important to understand the earnings test. Now, the earnings test applies if you are under full retirement age and you are still working. So this could obviously change this calculation here if you're still working. So you want to factor in the earnings test. Okay, so if I'm under 67, right? Again, under 67, I'm not at full retirement age, I'm still working. For every $2 I make, $1 is going to be withheld, right? And then if I'm that's if I'm making over $24,400, $480, excuse me. Now, if I'm making over $65,160 for every $3 I make, $2 is going to be withheld. Okay. Now, of course, if you're at full retirement age and you're still working, this earnings test does not apply. It's if you're under full retirement age and you're still working. But this is an important factor to consider when running this calculation. Okay. So number 4 The spousal benefit, taking the spousal benefit at full retirement age, this may be a way to maximize your benefit. So, how you can take a spousal benefit, you can take benefits from a current spouse as long as you've been married for a year and the spouse is age 62. Taking benefits from an ex spouse, you need to be married for 10 years and cannot have been remarried before the age of 60. Spousal benefit lets a married person take up to 15% of their spouse's full retirement age benefit amount, even if they never worked or earned an income themselves. So let's see how this spousal benefit works. Again, you have to be married. Spouse has to be at least 62. The spouse is receiving benefits and your benefit is less than the spouse's benefit, right? Meaning that would only make sense if you were working, you did your calculation, that's going to be less than 50% of the spouse's benefit. Okay, now if you're claiming early, this is claiming the spousal benefit early. So this is the approximate reduction. Let's say for retirement age 67, you can see how your benefit is reduced year over year. If you take it at 64, you're going to get about 37.5% of the spousal benefit. But again, if you take it at full retirement age, you're going to get 50% of the spousal benefit. And again, 50% of their benefit would have to be greater than the benefit you get from yourself for that to make sense. Okay. Now, this is an interesting one, survivor benefits, right? Who can receive survivor benefits? Right, you have to have been married for at least 9 months before your spouse passed away. There are some exceptions to this. You're at least 60, or if you're disabled, you have to be at least 50. Or you can be any age if you're caring for a child that's under 16 or disabled. Okay, and then you may not be remarried before 60. And again, this is 50 if disabled. Okay, and then divorced spouses, if you were divorced, your spouse passed away, you would have had to have been married for at least 10 years. Okay, so the max benefit for the survivor benefits is up to 100% of the spouse's full retirement age benefit. Okay, and it's going to be based on their claiming decision. So if their claiming decision was at full retirement age, that's what you get. If they claimed early, the benefit would be reduced. So here at full retirement age, again, 100%. If they delayed it, you get 100% plus the delayed credits as well. Okay, so your claiming age. So again, if you're going to claim the survivor benefit and your full retirement age is 67, you would get 100% of their claiming decision. And you can see at 60, you get about 71.5% of that survivor benefit. Okay, this deeming provision. So the deeming provision basically says you can't, take an amount before your full retirement age, like a spousal benefit, and then if your benefit was higher, take your own benefit. Okay, that's what the deeming provision basically means. Now, this does not apply for survivor benefits. So if you're taking survivor benefits, let's say you're going to take survivor benefits at age 60, and then at full retirement age of 67, your benefit is going to be higher than the surviving spousal benefit, you can take your own benefit because this deeming provision does not apply. Right now, you couldn't normally do this because taking your benefit early is going to reduce your benefit for the rest of your life, but that doesn't apply in the situation where you are a survivor. So this survivor's benefit does have some unique implications and some unique flexibility. We have another video on how your Medicare and your Social Security check kind of go hand in hand here. You can view that here. Again, thanks for tuning in.